Hi, Carol here and welcome to my craft room. This is going to be a quick tutorial. I'm not going to go through the whole tutorial start to finish on this one because I think it needs a little bit explaining if you want to follow along with me. If you have some Christmas gifts and you want to do an easy, and it is easy, lampshade altering, this is the one to do. I'm telling you, I love everything about lampshade altering. I could do it. I could probably start my own business and just do that if I didn't have 100 other things that I have to do in a day. So I started in on this box, and the thing that really kind of got to me was on this box, it's patterned inside and out. So this is going to take, I'm going to have to, I don't know, just use a whole lot more papers. And it has this plastic edge, this plastic coating, which I don't know, I just don't like it. But I am going to do this one, but it will not be the same as the other one. I am switching gears. I'm going to do this and the lamp with my original plan that I had planned out. So I have made my base out of corrugated board, which I got out of a box. Just the insides, that was laid on the inside of a box, which is awesome. So this will get done today. But I started to figure out about my lampshade altering, and I decided to go with the large one for a few reasons, and I'm going to tell you. When you're looking for lampshades, and I do this all the time at the thrift stores, I'm always you have to be choosy when picking them, and I'm telling you this from experience. When you go to get a lampshade, you want to, the outside necessarily is not, you're covering it, right? So this is okay, but it's the inside. It's the inside that you want to have nice, because whatever you're putting on the outside, especially if you're putting cardboard or something that may, it needs to be able to take the heat of the light bulb. And I don't put 400 watt bulbs in my lamps either. I put the efficient ones, 20 watt, like the smallest watt, because I kind of like the candlelight effect in a room. If I want a huge amount of light, I'll turn my light switch on. Just a little bit of a romantic glow. That's all you need. And then you can add more things on the outside. So what I look for is, I'm just doing a helpful video. If you want to join me in making a lamp, we can do this together, really. Go out and go to the thrift store and look for a lamp that has a nice inside that is not attached to the metals. See the metal that's here? Get a lamp that this lining is not attached to the metal. It isn't glue gunned. It's beautiful, and it's clean. And I like these ones that sit on top, like, see how it's down in the bottom there like that? I look for this construction on a lamp, okay? And do you need to have the lower portion? Sure, it'd be nice if you did, but generally, the nice lampshades that I like, you end up, the bottom isn't salvageable because it's either glass and it's been chipped or, but anyway, let's move on to this. So what I did, you want to, don't strip it naked, okay? Just take off, keep your inside nice. And then this had this lovely trim. Love the color. It goes with my peach perfectly. So all you do is you find where it was right here, where it was sewn here, and you want to just take your scissors and cut, nice sharp scissors, and cut down into it. What I like about this one is this material is sewn over, and then they went in underneath and they did a fold stitch over top of the metal. Now, how do I know this if I don't sew? I had a mother that was an extremely talented seamstress. I miss her dearly, and I get choked up just talking about her. But I'll tell you what, I may not have, you know, she had 4 daughters, 3 of them were are seamstresses, and I kind of slipped through the crack. But I tell you what, I listened and I watched, and that's the important thing. I may not have done it, and sewn and did the beautiful things that my mom and my sisters did together. I just wasn't interested at the time, but now I understand the beauty in being a seamstress. I didn't back then. I just thought, wow, this is just so time consuming. I have other things to do. But now I've caught on to it and I love it. And I've done lampshades for quite a while. I never thought of them as sewing. I thought of them more as altering. So you want to take off, strip your pattern like this, right? Now this is, and set it aside. If this isn't the color that's in the material that you have, dye it. They're at Michael's. You get the dyes, the box dyes, or you can ink it. Believe it or not, you can ink this, and just ink it to the color that you want. Put it down in a little bit of water and let it soak in the ink, and it'll come out a lighter version. It'll be very nice. I give away all of my lampshades, so for me to show you one, when I used to do it more in mass production, I go to a baby shop and I would look at the beautiful lamps, and then I'd come home and I'd make all the flowers and I'd make a lamp and I'd give it as a gift for a shower. I mean, they're $80, $90, right up to $200 for those custom-made lamps. It's crazy when you can do it with the stuff you have in your own stash. And if you don't have it in your stash, come on down. Come and break into my stash. You'll find what you need. I promise. And so anyway, here's what I look for when I go to the thrift stores. I told you about the lampshade. Just get nice guts. Make sure your guts are really nice on the inside, okay? Really clean. And so I don't want to have to bring it down and do this myself. The least bit of work is possible. Don't mind doing a little bit of work, but you want to keep it minimal, right? Next thing, curtains. You want to look for the toppers of curtains. Now, I'm going to show you on this one. This one is miles long, okay? And that's what I look for. They're on hangers. I've already cut into this. So let me show you. This is what I like about doing lampshades material-wise. Look for, a nice bottom, like this frayed bottom on this, what do they call these that go over top of your original curtain? We don't do them so much now because, we used to back in the day have these with the double rods and in kitchens more so. But this is, I'm going to show you what I have to find a spot that I didn't cut into. All right here. Okay, so this is, excuse me, you can measure it however you want to, but what I look for is a sewn pocket, as many sewn pockets as you can get for the rods, right? This had 2. You put a rod through here and it made it nice and frilly. You put a rod through the top, which is only 1 inch, but this one is 1 inch and, let me see, I measured it already. I've cut it out. This is 1.5 inches. And so I like the look of gathered material when you do a lamp. None of my lamps are the same. Not one do I do the second time. I just look at when I'm in the thrift store, I look at a piece of material, and honestly, I know exactly what that lamp is going to look like instantly. Now, will I do that lamp that day? No. I will put it in a box with the material and the lampshade in my closet. I mark lampshade and the date so I know when I got it. And so when I go into that never-ending closet with all my stuff, I can, I'm not having to dig out, oh, what's in that box? Because I know I just grab a black magic marker and write it down. So this is why I'm telling you about the gathering in the topper of material, okay? Love this material. Number one, it's see-through, which is nice when you gather. So here's what you're going to do. I wanted to use this that I bought at Buffalo Stamp and such, and stuff, sorry. I wanted to incorporate these beads on my lamp. I knew that. I got this how many months ago, a few months ago, when I did that haul video, and I knew in my mind that I had that material at home from a few years ago, and I was going to incorporate this. So you lay this out. Okay, so you're going to incorporate this into this material. Then you're going to have this, right? And then I took off this here. Where do I want to put this? And this is where you're going to start to build, just like a card. You may want to go like this. Can you see this? I'm sorry. Let me come down here so you can see this. This is where all the fun begins, is laying it out, because you, just like a card, you will change your mind. Then you take this and, okay, do I want that hanging there and then this? Do I want this to be on here and then this underneath, like that, so that you see the fringe? Think about what it is you're going to do. Are you going to incorporate lace and flowers? Get those out. This is going to be tucked and beautiful ribbons. Only I don't know how many right yet, and I am working on picking the ribbon. This is what takes me so long, because when a person gets your gift, that's it. You know, you can't go back and add this or add that. So here is my thought process really quick. I want to run, you want to get cardboard. This is on the back of the Stampin' Up! When you get an order of your DSP, this is the thickness of the cardstock that's in there. I cut each section. I cut one for this one, like this, and then I know that there's going to be 3 or 4 of these, and sorry, I always do this, I forget that you want to be able to see me. So I know that my lampshade, I have got a ton of material here, a ton, so I'm not worrying about, am I going to have enough? Let me just go like this, okay? Let me pull this up. I have one gather up here really tight like this. Isn't that beautiful? So I have this, and it's going to bend because that board is not thick, all right? Then you want one for the bottom. And you're going to put this through and do the exact same thing. And I'll show you what I mean when we get this in. And this one you want to tuck tight. You want it to be as close as you can to the right amount. Maybe I went too. Got to do the spit finger thing. There we go. Okay, so just guide it. I like it really close, so it's going to take a little bit of work, but that's all right. So let's say, for time's sake, we have that all in, and we have this one. See what we have here? 2 gathered pleats for our lampshade. Now, you're saying, okay, Carol, what if the lampshade is short? No problem. You're going to work cutting from the center. You're not going to see that, and I'll show you what I mean. Gather all of these like this. Okay, so say we're starting here. You're going to bend this back like this. Now, do you want to have a frill like that on the top? You could. Let me see. You could have a frill like this on the top if you're doing a nice shabby chic look. That would look awesome. And if you don't want that look like this, all you do is take this and run it across, and you're going to glue gun it, but you're going to have to glue gun the top like this, and then cut on the inside and put some of your what do they call this? It's some type of embroidery runner, and you're going to put it on the inside so you don't see it, and then cut it off. See that? It's not a problem. For me, I'm leaving it up like this. I am leaving the frill on top, and then I'm going to not worry about all this space in here, because I am going to be gathering this and pulling it tight. So this is going to get cut off. And as we do the process, you will see that. So I have one on the bottom. I have one here on the top. Now, if I have my sewing machine going, which I haven't been able to master yet because my daughter-in-law's been busy, you could just cut this off and make yourself another strip across here and then pull it tight, right? Like that. And you're going to get a nice tightness. Then I am going to do every 4 to 5 inches so that I can gather it like this and put a ribbon and tie it. And you're going to see the pleats like this. Beautiful, beautiful ribbon, hanging ribbon. And then I am going to work with how I am going to do the bottom. Obviously, I'm going to cut it off, right? So let's see. Let's get it down at this end so it's nice and tight so you can see how nice that's going to look. Okay, at the bottom. Let's throw this in at the top. And once you get going and you measure and you start cutting, it comes together easily with your glue gun. So you have this nice and tight. It's going to go underneath and it's going to be glued, and you can put some ribbon like that. This is going to be nice and tight. I've lost it already, but you'll get the gist. And then I am going to cut a hole here, slide it together so that I have a funnel shape, and then tie a beautiful Victorian bow out of my stash. I will get some nice crinkled ribbon, and I will dye it this color. Actually, I will ink it this color and then tie it, and then we'll move from there to get the proportions. So, you know, measure the circumference, and then you'll know how many ribbons I'm going to have hanging here. And that's the style I created in my head. Then you could take your different ribbons you have, and we can start, once this is on there and it's all glued down and it's nice and pulled tight onto your frame, you can start building with your whatever you've imagined. Distress stains are awesome for this. Instead of using ink, spray them. Quick and easy. Once we get going on the process, I will show you some of the ideas that I have. You know, get your bags of colors and incorporate them into your, here's that wedding veil that I have, this beautiful lace I'm going to take off. And that's, I'll probably twist that onto the inside here. Once I get everything, I'm cutting out now. You can see everything's over there. My brain, I snap pictures with my iPad at the beginning stages. So if I see something and I think, oh, that's going to really work. I love that idea. Take a picture, snap it with your phone, your iPad, whatever you have, camera, and then you can go back, because you'll forget. If you're like me, you'll go, what was I going to do there? I can't remember. Go to your iPad and flick it up, and there you have your idea. Ideas change as you're starting to, you know, do your lampshade. So I have that sitting here because I'm going to, and then on this train it had these simplistic bows like this. Aren't they pretty? So, I mean, if I want to, I could do a small version of this in the center so you don't see where I have gathered. I thought of that, and that is just easy to make, you know, with matching material, with the matching material in here, and your stiffening spray right here. I should have it all out, but I don't. You can incorporate your, oh, what did I do with mine? Maybe I did take it out. Anyway, it's that stiffening spray for material, and you just leave it overnight when you make your bows. Just a second. I have to crawl in here. What did I do with that? It's in a plastic bottle, and it is from Michael's, and I don't know what I did with mine right now. I probably took it out and I set it somewhere. Of course I did. But anyway, it's called fabric stiffener, and you do your bows, soak it in that, and I paint it on with a paintbrush. I'll show you that. And in the morning you have beautiful, beautiful stiff bows that whatever you want to do in there. And then you can take out, this is look at this. Isn't this gorgeous? And if it's a different shade, that's why you have inks and sprays. You just spray it. And there's just so much that can be done to make beautiful Victorian lampshades. Even tucking them around like this, like we did the other one. So I encourage you to go out, get a lampshade from the thrift store. If there's a lampshade you have around the house you don't like, the reason why I got this so inexpensive, it has a tear. See that right there? And that's why I probably paid next to nothing for it. Look for this, because this doesn't concern me. The inside guts concern me, that it is really made well. Okay, these old lampshades are made well. Just the way they hand stitched the outside. They didn't just glue gun like I'm going to do. This was hand stitched all the way around here. And some people would say, well, I like that. Awesome. You just got yourself a good cheap lampshade, because it had the little tear. Just put the tear to the back and no one will be the wiser. And then I'll share with you on how to color your light bulbs on the inside. So you can get that peach. You can dull down your light bulbs so that you get a pretty glow. And all kinds of little ins and outs for lampshades that I have, stored up in my little brain here. So anyway, I am going to post this so that I can get everybody started. Look for your what do they call these? The toppers, I guess. That's all I can think of. For curtains. And these are at the thrift stores all the time. And then cut out your cardboard to put in here so that we can put it around our lamp. And that's why, because I'm using cardboard and things, you want to keep the wattage to your bulb low, right? And so it ends up nice. I just lost this one. I have to kind of fold this out. So anyway, that's all I can think of for now. Get yourself a nice, if you want to do 2 small lampshades to match, I'm going to be on the lookout for a nice lampshade for this to go with. And that isn't cracked or whatever. I don't mind painting over it. I don't mind, altering that. You just don't watch for cracks and little chips and things that would be, break. Cracks I don't mind because it gives to the vintage shabby chic look. It's the breaks and the, glass that you could stick your finger in it. I mean, you don't want that. Cracks are good, but breaks are not. So anyway, I am going to start a card here, and I'm going to tape that because I want a card to go along with my project. And sometimes you just have to switch gears in what you're doing, right? And I want to clean up and vacuum my craft rooms before I start my project. Like everybody knows, I cannot work when things are not clean. So I'm going to clean my craft room up here from my project. This cutting I was doing this morning, and I was just flicking like this onto my carpet. So I'm going to vacuum that up, and I'm going to begin this lampshade for you. And this is just to help you prepare, to get your prep work in order. Get your beads, if you want to put, let me just see here. I have jars and jars of old bracelets and things that you can take apart, you know, and work with. And if you find some nice beads, Michael's has a sale on now that's 40% off their beads. So if you want to get some beaded jewelry, crystal to put on the tops, I'm going to go through my stash and see what I have there. Once I start my project, I will know what I want to add to it. But this, I want to keep it very Victorian because I'm going to match it up with that large hat box. So these will match, but my other one will not be matched. The sewing box, it just, I don't know, it just didn't work out with the box I got there. And I don't really feel like going back out to town to get another box. So then maybe someday I have some altered jewelry boxes I want to do, and we could do that together because that's beautiful painting and using paper. Okay, you have yourself a blessed day, and I'll see you on the next video.